Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. I hope all of you are happy and healthy and well over in YouTube land. How are you doing? So today is Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. The time is approximately 6:44 p.m. Eastern Time, and today is the date of the new moon in Leo. It's so funny because in my personal magical practice, I was never excited about new moons. I was never excited about full moons either. Hello, boss. You can come up here. Come on, you can come up. Hi. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. It was a failed attempt, but you can try again, boss. It's okay. I love you. Don't give me that look. That look that I know you learned from her, Isis. Anyway, so but when I first learned about new moon wish lists, I became excited about new moons. Speaking of which, I hope you're making some really juicy new moon wish lists tonight. And I'm going to take a sip of my wonderful, well, this is the specialty, this is the specially blended coffee at La Casa de Roberto, formerly known as Chef Robert. So, it's funny that I'm drinking this now because I'm about to tell you, I mean, you already know what the topic of the video is, but it seemed that everywhere I went in Philadelphia, I could not get coffee. I could get a latte, I could get an Americano. Fortunately for me, there were two places where I had this scrumptious French café au lait. I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, café au lait. And it was so good, especially the one at Rouge. Anyway, so I want to take a few moments and thank some of the people, because there are so many people, both online and off, who made my Philadelphia vacation phenomenal and exciting and fulfilling and beautiful and amazing. And I'm going to start right at the top, and I'm going to thank the staff and the owners of Apple Hostels. I was really, I'd never considered staying at a hostel. But as some of you also know, I'm a Google Local Guide level 8. And now that a lot of places have reopened and a lot of places are back in business and a lot of places are thriving again, it's given me plenty of opportunities to, work my way up to level 9, which seems more challenging than levels 1 through 8, I'm telling you. But anyway, so the staff and the owners and the managers of Apple Hostels were very professional, very friendly, very efficient, very professional, very polite, very helpful, very everything. And they definitely did a great deal to stop the spread of COVID-19. From wearing face masks to the face shields to doing the laundry of the guests that have checked out. Everywhere I turned, I saw things that were shiny and gleaming and clean. So I know that the staff went above and beyond, at least while I was there. I'm sure that they're still doing it even though I'm not there, but I will tell you that I was very, very happy to stay at the Apple Hostels in Philadelphia, and I was especially delighted to learn that hostels have private rooms. I don't know if all hostels have private rooms, but I was very happy with my private room. I was very happy with my queen-size bed. Interestingly enough, my favorite part of my room was this chair by one of the windows. It was the perfect chair for reading. And it was funny because, when the air conditioner was on for a while, it got a bit chilly. So I was able to wrap myself in the comforter and read a book, and I was really happy. So I especially want to thank the staff of Apple Hostels for being so professional, so friendly, so polite, so helpful, so efficient, so committed to stopping the spread of COVID-19, so wonderful at what they do, in a nutshell. I absolutely want to thank the staff of Cuba Libre Restaurant. the staff of Artist and Craftsman Supply Store, the staff of Omoi Zaka Shop. I want to thank the staff of the only not small business that I visited while I was in Philadelphia for those beautiful 6 days, which was the CVS. They were all very professional and very helpful. I definitely want to thank the amazing people who work at Oh Brother Philly, because oh my God, is that Philly cheesesteak was so good. It was so good. I'm still salivating over it. I'm feeling like the saliva collecting in my mouth. That's how good it was. Oh my God, it was just beyond delicious. It was beyond foodgasmic. It was beyond multi-food orgasmic. I mean, literally, I had to swallow saliva because it was like my mouth was like starting to like get really wet and moist. Just thinking about that Philly cheesesteak from Oh Brother Philly. Y'all spoiled me. I did not want to have another Philly cheesesteak anywhere else. That's how much they spoiled me. I definitely want to thank the lovely lady who was extremely helpful on the last weekday of my Philadelphia vacation, because she was extremely helpful in helping me navigate the subway system, helping me buy the card, helping me learn how to use the card. It's one of those tap cards. You tap it on the thing and then it charges you the payment. I'm not saying it correctly, but you know what I mean. And it was just, it was refreshing, because I had done so much walking when I was in Philadelphia. I did a lot of walking, I did a lot of eating, so when I finally weighed myself, you know, I was pretty much at where I was before I went to my Philadelphia vacation, so I kind of broke even. But I definitely want to thank her for being so professional, so friendly, so helpful, and of course, I cannot thank enough the wonderful people who work and own Harriet's Bookstore, and of course the amazing people who work and volunteer at both Philly AIDS Thrift, which I finally went to for the first time, and of course Philly AIDS Thrift at Giovanni's Room, which is like my... If I go to Philadelphia, especially the Center City area, I must, no matter what, go to Philly AIDS Thrift at Giovanni's Room. As a matter of fact, I am reading their newest publication, Queer Book, which I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of. And I had the honor and pleasure of adding this to Goodreads listings of books, because it wasn't there before. So I'm going to read the back real quick. Philly AIDS Thrift at Giovanni's Room is proud to present this anthology of writing from members of our community from all over the world. This collection reflects our pasts, presents, and futures, a snapshot of our current moment, our hopes, dreams, and fears in a quickly changing world. The introduction was written by, and I want to make sure I say his name correctly, Tom Wilson Weinberg, who was one of the original owners of what was then called Giovanni's Room. By the way, the introduction was dated April 2020, and at the time, Philly AIDS Thrift at Giovanni's Room was closed to the public because it was deemed a non-essential business. I am very happy to report they have since reopened. I don't remember when they reopened, but they definitely they were open while I was there, so I was thrilled. And I always forget this man's... I don't even think I know this man's name, but he has been there from the very beginning. The very first time I walked into Giovanni's Room, when it was still called Giovanni's Room, more than 6 years ago, he was behind the counter, and he was there as well. Those beautiful, kind eyes, that lovely smile, that even though he was wearing a face mask, I absolutely saw that smile in his eyes and on his face, reflected underneath the face mask. So seeing him in the store, behind the counter, for the first time after having been away from Philadelphia for 4 to 6 years, was such a delight for me. It was as if a part of me came back home You know, and I'm somebody that's always had, in the past I used to have a lot of issues about the word home because I never really felt that I had a home anywhere. Now, I have a lot of homes in a lot of places, so I was really happy to be back. There are so many people, there are so many more people that I could thank, but I am absolutely very immensely thankful, and there's somebody whose Instagram username I do not remember offhand, who was happily giving me suggestions on where to visit. Even the client with whom I consulted the Sacred Oracle for the first time, the first time she began using my psychic services, the day before the beginning of my Philadelphia vacation, recommended 2 places. One I could not go to because they book farther in advance than I do. They book 2 to 3 months in advance. So there was no way I was going to get a table. I thought about, like, well, maybe if I wait to be able to sit at the bar, but I was just like, no, I'm gonna, like, I'll do it another time. And Goldie's. Now, I must admit, I've never really been a fan of tahini, which is this sauce made with sesame seeds. I live for Middle Eastern food, quite frankly, but I've never really gotten into tahini. But there's a place called Goldie's, and they have 3 locations in Philadelphia, if memory serves, and they have a tahini milkshake. Now, I gotta tell you, I was really looking forward to having this tahini milkshake, but the fact of the matter is that there are plenty of places I wasn't able to go to earlier this month, and I have plenty of new places to be able to visit when I return sometime next year. I'm shooting for early 2021, but it's still kind of up in the air right now. But I promised myself, and I made it crystal clear to the great goddess, I am not allowing more than 13 months to go by without returning to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So, but anyway, I am forever thankful to everybody who, in every way, in big ways, in small ways, in subtle ways, in direct ways, and indirect ways, made my Philadelphia vacation so fulfilling, so happy, so joyous, so exciting, so wonder-filled, so wondrous, so wonderful, so everything. And I really, I mean, there are more people that I could thank, and this would probably make this video like 2 hours long if I thanked every one of them. And I'd rather not make this video 2 hours long. I hope you understand. So anyway, YouTube, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you so much for all the likes, all the shares, all the comments, all of the subscriptions for those of you that have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel. And of course, thank you to all of you who have been scheduling your sessions. I am available for readings. And I have the honor and pleasure of returning to give readings at Notions and Potions in late September 2020. So be on the lookout for that video. But for now, I wish all of you a beautiful evening, a wonderful week, a wonder-filled weekend, and may the universe continue to bless you and yours with wholeness, healing, money, and magic. And good night.